The woman could pierce deep into wood with just 2 fingers, easily able to shatter a human skull. But to the monk, such skills meant nothing at all.
One.
The woman was clearly unconvinced. She claimed she could do it too if she used her full strength. But before she finished speaking, the wooden stake suddenly split open. It turned out, the monk was the top-ranked master on the divine list. Though he had always looked down on that ranking, he poured out his wine and shattered the divine ranking board on the spot. When the abbot arrived, he saw the broken board on the ground, along with a pair of footprints deeply embedded in the floor. Everyone immediately recognized that the legendary Supreme Master had been here, and that his power had already reached its peak. What they didn't expect was that the so-called Supreme Master was actually the laziest monk in the entire temple. At that moment he was quietly hiding in the back mountain, drinking wine and eating meat without a care. Even in his sleep, when his hand lightly brushed against a boulder, it turned instantly to dust. Yet even with such strength, his fellow monks still looked down on him, often mocking him, saying his daily training was just for show. Suddenly someone from the War God Palace appeared. It was the Saintess's maid. She walked up and casually stabbed a wooden stick into a stake, claiming she could use it to pierce his skull. The monk calmly replied, "True technique lies in the strength of the wrist." Then he pushed the stick straight through the stake. The woman immediately insisted she could do the same if she used all her strength. And in the next second, the entire stake exploded with a bang. Just then the Saintess descended from the sky. She walked straight up to the monk and threw a marriage contract beneath her foot, coldly saying that if he agreed to end the engagement, he could be accepted into the War God Palace as a servant disciple. As a form of compensation, the maid added that the monk was just an ordinary man, and being placed into the palace was a great honor for him. But the monk slowly replied that in his family, there was no breaking off an engagement, only the act of divorcing a wife. The woman stepped forward to suppress him with a spell, but he easily shattered it. The Saintess grew furious and used her magic right away. Disciples around them fell one by one, but the monk didn't move an inch. Seeing this, the Saintess drew her sword, but her attack had no effect. Yet in the next moment, the monk suddenly collapsed. The abbot saw him lying motionless, and quickly said he would agree to the engagement's end in the monk's place. But the Saintess sneered, saying the monk had disturbed her inner peace, and now she needed his life to break through to the immortal realm. In return, she would protect the temple. The abbot was enraged and began arguing with her. Meanwhile, the monk was trapped inside an illusion. He could hear his mother's dying words. His mother had once been the immortal who sealed the divine decree, but was later corrupted by demonic energy and transformed into a serpent demon. Before she fully lost herself, she ordered the monk to seal her away and asked him to take her place guarding the divine decree. Though he couldn't bear to lose her, he still agreed under her threat. Back in the temple, the Saintess grew more arrogant. The disciples could no longer stay silent and rose to fight back. Seeing this, the Saintess prepared to strike. But just then, a large group of people arrived to side with the Saintess. The abbot saw them and angrily rebuked them for betraying their conscience. A middle-aged man stepped forward, claiming he knew where the divine decree was. The Saintess immediately declared that she had come specifically for the divine decree, but the abbot roared back, saying it was the temple's sacred treasure, and no one could take it. The maid stepped